Girl Quill, the one that keeps it real, with that trill to give you a thrill. That is beauty filled with looks that can kill. Hey, welcome back to God's Kingdom of Tarot Show, Tarot Show. You better act like you know, okay? Hi, y'all, hi, y'all, hi. I woke up this morning. If y'all know, I've been recovering from a cold, but I woke up this morning and forgot I had a cold. And then when I started thinking about, like feeling better, actually feeling better, all the symptoms started displaying again. So, excuse my voice and stuff like that. But yeah, so. But I'm feeling better than I have been feeling. Okay, so we got the Page of Swords here. So yeah, some of our parents have come here as from foreign lands, that were invaded, especially islands like Tahiti, Hawaii, especially Hawaii, like the inhabited parts of Hawaii, not inhabited, what's it called? Like there's not much tourism there. So a lot of your parents could have been nomads. And what I say about the Page of Swords, like Page of Swords, most people look at the Page of Swords as, watching energy, which it could be, observing energy as well. Um, um, but I look at it as, it was a child that was born. And when wherever they were when they were born, the delivery room, outside, some of them had babies outside in the car, tents, I'm seeing like it's on side of rocks, like these deserted lands. And, you know, um, sorry. So what I would say about the Page of Swords, like whoever's in a room, wherever they are born, sometimes this Page of Swords comes out and observes, but not really. Doesn't really have to observe. They've seen all they need to see in the womb, hear all they need to hear in the womb, and then they start kind of showing you who is for you, who is not for you, and stuff like that. So for the Page of Swords to come out, especially an air sign, could have been a person who was like switched at birth in the hospital, mixed in these hospitals after they came from a foreign land. So they don't even know their parents they were birthed to, because sometimes the parents they were birthed to either died, passed on after giving birth, or they've been captured. And the babies are the most precious and have the most potential and stuff, so they take them to especially the United States, because everybody's trying to get here. Think about it, like everybody's trying to get here. That's why Trump did the wall thing and stuff like that. Everybody's trying to get here. So what these people would do, they took our parents and took them to these hospitals as if they were born in these hospitals. So sometimes, so along with the parents and the children that were already born in these hospitals, sometimes they were switched in. Okay, so it looked like so that parent could be like, no, I gave birth at this hospital and stuff like that. This is my child and stuff like that. And the blood tests don't come out right. That's why, because this child was mixed in and then switched, with someone who really had a parent who had gave birth to them at the hospital, as well. Thank you for the first like, and may God bless you just for that. And it's crazy because like sometimes foreign people, like you don't know what they are, so it's going to be easy for them to put these babies in the hospital and then give them to parents they didn't really belong to, and the parents don't know. And sometimes, like when you have a baby, you're sick after that, and they'll take the baby to another room, a nursery, the nursery and stuff like that. And like, so it's easy for these parents to not know what their babies really look like and stuff like that. They have to be rushed to the OR room for some of them as well, and then so once they see this final product, it wasn't really their child. It was someone else's child. And this hospital, it's a hospital or many hospitals that have like hookups with these type of things, and it saves people from immigration, saves children from being born into being born as foreigners as well. Okay, thank you for the second like, and may God bless you just for that. Hello. Privilege in reverse. Yeah, so some of them came from unfortunate lands, like I was talking about. In some of my recent readings, I mentioned pygmy. Pygmy people are known as like devalued people who don't really mean nothing as well, especially in Africa. There are people called African pygmies. Yeah, it's African pygmies, and it's like Greek pygmies as well. And with Egypt, a lot of that happened, before Egypt was Egypt, it was ancient Kemet. But the Europeans came in, the Greeks came in and took over, and and now it's called Egypt today. Then it was called Egypt as well, and so that's kind of the same thing I was talking about here. So thank you, Spirit. Okay, perception in reverse. So somebody doesn't see something how it's supposed to be. Something that it doesn't look the same as it is to the eye. So if you put it on a microscope as well, scientists could be here as well, or some of these children turn into scientists and, even found some of this out, found out who their real mother is or real father is, It's giving me also that story in The Prince of Egypt about Moses depicting the energy of Moses. Like his mother was born into slavery and she had kids in slavery. And then during this time Moses was born, or a baby, an infant, they were starting to kill all the babies, and or take the babies away from the parents, but mostly kill them, so they could stop the population and stuff like that. And stop the population, control the population anyway. So someone could be from Asia, China especially. But yeah, like they in the movie she saw that, and then so she took Moses in a basket, hid him in a basket with her children, and then left him in a basket and put him on a river. And then he and Moses ended up in a prince, the king's castle, the queen's castle. The queen ended up finding him and taking him in as her own, and it was no documentation of, Moses having a mother before that. So, wow, I didn't know that was going to come out. Yeah, so communication. So somebody's going to find out something that's going to make them want to get in the street. Okay, or you found out something and y'all got in the street. Okay, who won? Send me a video, all right? Or kind of somebody found out their power. Okay, somebody found out their power. That also equates to communication as well. Coming out at night as well, or somebody's powers are more blatant at night. Okay, death. Okay, yeah, like where all things are dark. Death is ruled by Scorpio and Pluto is the furthest away from the sun. It's closest to the moon. If we were looking at it as a perfect thing, a perfect orbit. Okay, addiction. So and then a lot of the times, like even now today, within our own domestic lens, children are getting taken from their parents because their parents are on drugs, have addictions, facing addictions, and it's inhibiting them from being able to take care of them, inhibiting them for being able to take care of them. And then sometimes these people don't have nothing else to do, don't have a home and stuff like that. So they think the best way to get their child a good life is to, let them go into the system and foster care and stuff like that. And not all the time that is true. Like you shouldn't be so quick to trust strangers to take care of your children. I've stated in like recent readings that Michael Jackson, it came out that Michael Jackson wasn't a real Jackson because a similar thing happened to him as well, where his mother and his parents didn't raise him. Even though it looked like it and stuff like that, he didn't get raised by his parents. Okay, and I'm waiting on a little bit more confirmation to disclose another part of that, but for right now we understand this. Okay, so depending on when you're watching this, but like Michael Jackson had a twin girl, and because it was a girl, like boys are favored, so Michael Jackson got taken in by a good family. And although Michael Jackson is not really a Jackson, Michael Jackson made the Jackson name important, okay? And that's what a lot of these children are going to end up growing up into as well, especially if they are fostered right, all right? Fostering cats and kittens and animals could be significant as well. All right, Knight of Wands in reverse. So someone also could have been caught. So they went on a trip and then they got found in a room with vices around them, any type of vice. Thank you for the third like, and may God bless you just for that. Hi, thank you so much for tuning in, you guys, and giving your time today. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you so much for trusting me to be your reader. I hope that you consider and decide to subscribe, join this tribe, this kingdom of God we're building here through tarot. Yes, through tarot. And if you're OG God and God is still, what up? Thank you so much for coming back and trusting me again to be your reader. I hope you enjoyed the message. All right, so yeah, somebody got found in there, like, and I hear like someone just got their apartment. One of your parents or one of our parents just got their apartment or their own place for the first time, and like they were hanging around with people. It seems like some of them were family, some of them were friends. They were hanging out with people who looked at them as just a partying type, or somebody who has addictions and stuff like that. But this person just got their house or something, like, and they were trying to change their habits. But when you first get your house and stuff, you're kind of earnest, depending on what type of personality you are. But most times, because I know this because I've lived with people when like they first got their house, they were 18 or like whatever age they were, they got their first house, and they're excited to want people to see their first house. They're excited to want people to see how they even got everything put together and stuff like that. And a certain person or people did this or was in a situation, and then when they allow people to come over, like a housewarming party or something like that, and like they're just excited to show people they got their own shit, these people set them up, and they did some bad things. I'm seeing candles, so something about a seance could be significant. And I'm seeing police here, so the police are here already, so something happened, it but why doesn't it feel like it's the same day? So something happened, like, so somebody did something at a party, at a gathering or something like that, and left these people here. It's giving me like player cub energy as well. When Junior, so somebody's name could be Junior, or Junior is significant. Junior violated Ebony. And that was Diamond's cousin. And then so Ebony was at this party to dance. Wow. Ebony was at this party to dance, and it was Junior's birthday, and he felt like he was the king and stuff like that, and he wanted to have dibs on her and do some other stuff, that she didn't come here for. And then she said no, and he forced himself on her. And then after he did all of that, the whole party left or something like that, left her, and then she was laid out, and then her cousin Diamond showed up and found her. So something like that could be significant as well, and that's probably how you guys got taken away from your original parents. Okay, some of you guys also got your name changed, like whether you knew your parents or not, like you got your name changed and you have no record of the original name as well. Okay, names are very significant. Okay, Knight of Pentacles, Washington is significant as well. So Knight of Pentacles is giving me, like he looks like he's like dressed in a uniform, battle or war or something like that. So somebody really about to fight. But military, something like that. So that could have been this trip someone went on, and then they never were seen again as well. And this group of people, or even this organization, like kind of kept something under wraps. So keep that in mind. I may be confirming something for somebody. Okay, always confirm with God though if you don't believe me. Okay, peace. Okay, so yeah, so somebody, an organization kept a parent's sent home. Like you see, she is, this piece is giving me like she was sent home, an angel sent home. So a mother could have been in the military, a mother could have had a son in the military as well. That's significant here as well. And he could have also been discharged from, the military for like drinking, Do you get that? Like, I don't know, but it's some, like, what is it called? It's like misconduct or something like that. You get discharged, but it's not an honorable discharge. It's like a bad discharge, like getting suspended from school or something like that. Or even the last time, like you saw your real parent was when you got suspended from school when you were youngin'. And some people have been placed with parents or, families that really erase their memory because they want to be the one known, like I was talking about Michael Jackson, like they want to be that Jackson. Okay. They want to be that Jackson. And then some of these people are fighting each other against each other, attacking someone. It's like you fighting to be a Michael Jackson. You're not even really that. Like people fighting to save a certain name, a family name, or be the matriarch or the leader of the family and shit like that. They not even that. So God is even saying, it's like, I'm tired of other people touching y'all money. Like, I left this for you. What God has for you is for you. I left this for you. I left that for you. I left this, and all this type of stuff. Okay. Important in reverse. Okay. Yes. They thought this mother was insignificant or somebody was insignificant, especially in the service or in the military. Okay. Or even, someone could have died, they could have killed somebody who was in the military and didn't know their ranking, didn't know who was going to come after them, who was going to look for them and stuff like that. Wow. Thank you for the third like. If I didn't say that, I feel like I did. And may God bless you just for that. King of Swords. See, this air sign, and so it could be an air sign grandpa, then a granddaughter, or it could be a dad and a daughter situation as well, a mother and a son situation. So take it as it needs to resonate. But yeah, and then King of Swords is the leader of the community. So, like, yes, somebody fucked with somebody who was very protected. Or, like they try to pull this shit on somebody who was very protected and knew their lineages and shit. Like, nah, you can't put that on me. Okay, stop lying. Okay, stop lying. Okay. And if y'all new here, I was adopted, and I wasn't adopted by good people, And my mom passed on while I was in this person's care. She was connected to my mother's death, along with my dad as well. They both ended up dying together. But when I understood that she was dead and stuff like that, they kind of, I was grieving. So they used to like tell me, especially the lady who adopted me, she used to be like, let her rest. Stop doing the same thing, because they thought my mom had mental issues and stuff like that. They just was looking at her like she was nothing and stuff like that. And then when I even think back on the time, like when my sibling, the only sibling I knew at the time, was taking me to her grave. She didn't even have no tombstone. She didn't have no, like she had those green dots or something like that. And then so to find out that my mom wasn't even dead when we thought she was dead, it's like, who is doing this? Like, why do I even have a tombstone to go to? And then I'm wondering who the fuck tombstone this is. Okay. So why, like, so something like that is significant in y'all family. All right. But always confirm. And I've been saying, like, because some of y'all family kept this on the wraps because they didn't want y'all to look at them any differently. Like some of them had real good intentions. Like some of y'all grew up as, your sister's child. I mean, like it was said that it was your mother, like, your mother was, the grandmother was actually your mother, and it was really your sister that was actually your mother and stuff like that. And then, like they kept that on under wraps because maybe your sister wasn't mature enough, or like some of them haven't gotten out there partying yet, so this could be applying to somebody right now. They haven't gotten out there partying yet, and they keep going back to parties. So they haven't gotten out there partying yet, and so they not ready to settle down and just be focused and prioritize a child or a life or anything like that, a family even, so the grandma took over. But some of these grandmas actually snatched the children from the mothers to try to redeem themselves for what they did or did not do for their children, their own children they were able to raise and gave birth to and stuff like that. And so that could be significant here. Sorry. Backstory. Yeah, see, there's a backstory. But I was saying that, I was starting to say that, because some of them had good intentions. So if you were to ask them this stuff today, they would probably start crying, and they didn't think something power like this existed for me to expose something like this. They didn't think anybody would ever know, long as they kept that off. Some of the people who did know died already, so they really had no problem doing that. But what people got to also realize is, when people pass on, it's like they're staring at us, or like, so they pass on and then we get their stuff, okay? Whatever their stuff is, whether it's, material things, information, documentations, backstories, and stuff like that. We do that. And then they see us like, we look like this, trying to put this together, trying to put it all together. So, some of y'all family members had to die for you guys to come across this, because it was a very important information in your thing. And you would see it, some of y'all would wonder, like, why certain people treat you a certain type of way, why they outcast you, why they don't never include you, why you don't never hear about certain things until the last minute. I was adopted and then by abusive family. And then so where I was adopted, like they changed your birth certificate, like, so it looks like my mom never gave birth to me. And so the lady who adopted me, she's my mother. But because I knew a lot about my mother and my young self and stuff like that, and I knew I didn't really know my dad's side of the family and stuff like that, I decided to keep my name. I didn't change it to that name. But some of these people would get mad that you don't do that. And instead of her telling me she was mad that I didn't do that, she acted out anyways. But so since that is the case, like technicality, I am her daughter, right? So I have a grandma, through my adoptive family on the other side, and they did something crazy with her body. They moved her body and they moved her body, dug her body up or something like that, or it wasn't where it was supposed to be. See, I did not know I was going to get this deep into this, but because I was talking about this earlier too. So, but yeah, like they digged up her stuff. So they, because that happened, something happened where you would have to pay the family out, the surviving family out, and I wasn't included in none of that. But I knew about it coming. I knew about it coming. And I was wondering why I wasn't included in that. But they want me to rep this name so badly. But that was her way of being passive aggressive towards me. Because I didn't take the name. Oh, you ain't a part of my family. You ain't a part of my family. You're Clark. And I don't mind saying that anymore because I'm proud of everywhere I came from. Everywhere, okay? I'm proud of myself. I respect myself. Especially after dealing with someone as harshly as this woman. As Deborah, I respect that girl because I never wanted to hurt her. Although she did so much to me. And I had a chance to hurt her. And then when I reflect back on that time, I think of my heart. I'm like, I give that person, like, even though that's me, I give that person, that me at that time, all the credit, all the glory, all the respect they need. Because it looks like that person is standing there with a heart that looks like a gem. If you have a time, like you was living with this woman over 10 years, over at least 10 years, and she was never nice to you. Only at the beginning when your mother was alive. She was never nice to you, ever. And she's always done things to sabotage you. I did a reading about that yesterday. They sabotaged you when you were trying to climb up, but you helped them when they were down. Yeah, she would sabotage me, put my name in the dirt. When my mom came to me after she passed on, she put me in a hospital, a mental institution, and say I was hallucinating because my mom was known to, have mental issues, or that's what she thought my mom did. But she diagnosed every fucking body, but she's the one that needs that as well. But she did all of this stuff to me, and she got into a car accident, and I was the only one. Her life was in my hands. God told me that. And I didn't know that at the time because I didn't have that heart. I didn't have that heart where I was looking for restoration or vengeance or balance, when it came to how she treated me. Like, I didn't have that heart. I just saw a person hurting and I wanted to help them. So I give that person so much respect when you could have done whatever you wanted to do to that person and wouldn't have had no consequences. God would have covered you. Yeah, you're a survivor. Wow. And so some of y'all parents really survived and y'all don't know. They look like this, eh? Your mothers, look like this before they passed. Your grandpas look like this before they passed. Magic. Yeah, they were doing black magic against y'all and your families. As y'all get in my chat, please like the video and acknowledge me, and I'll acknowledge you right back. Thank you so much. Okay, it takes some more effort to chat and stuff like that. So this King of Swords could have experienced some black magic when it came to that. Like how these placement of these babies were, your parents were, and stuff like that. Like it was a part of magic. They found out something through magic and stuff like that. But yeah. So King of Wands, hey daddy. Okay. I used to when the King of Wands used to just come out, and I just used to attach it to divine masculine in general. But I used to wonder, like, why is the King of Wands always coming out? And then I found out it was my dad, who's also on the other side, like I stated earlier. But yeah, so a King of Wands and a King of Swords is very significant, and they're upright people. Like I said, King of Swords is a leader of the community. And my dad, to put things into perspective, he was known as like the god of the community, as well. Like these stand-up individuals. And like some of their futures were squandered, before they could even show their leadership abilities. But some of them, it wasn't, and it was for a reason. To have something to leave and go back to and look at, as your ancestors or your parents are leading you as well. Wow. Thank you, Spirit. So I'm going to leave it there for that. Hopefully that made sense. Okay. And bless you and you enjoyed it as well. I don't like to project my energy too much. But I do believe in God using me as a testimony. Yeah, as a victor. Okay. But somebody, a mother did not succeed at something. Okay. Something she was trying to do, especially with a car as well. Someone could have been doing moon magic to, try to make you adopt certain habits you let go of as well, or, like attach things. So, and I caught somebody doing this one, but, so say if they known you as always to be a drinker and you don't drink that much no more. Like me, I don't drink that much no more. So, but they know me as to be a person who could drink and, who have fun and stuff like that. But they trying to turn it into a negative thing. So they'll do a spell and say like, any alcohol she drinks make her really sick or something like that. And honestly, what I'm suffering with now, it was like after I thought I deserved a cup of alcohol. I didn't go out and buy it, it's here. That's how much I don't do it no more. Like, it's still here. And now I'm scared to drink another thing of alcohol because I don't know what fucking spells. I mean, I could break it, of course, but like just catching people like that, like small shit like that, people would attach to your vices and stuff like that. You'll wonder, like, a certain person was like done with a certain habit and stuff, and you like wondering like, why, how did they do that? No, somebody probably did some spell work and made whatever attachments, especially if that person is close to them and knows of their routines, even like they know, like, okay, if they do such and such between this time and this time, make them do this, or make something happen. Maybe they'll lose things, like sometimes when you're around people and you normally don't lose things, and and you get around certain people and you start losing things, it's because that person got a loser spirit or a losing spirit connected to them as well. It goes deep. Okay, energy is real. All right. No matter if you want to believe it or not, it's real. It's natural. It's so natural. Just because you don't see trees, like all the time, it's natural. But yeah, so we have Seven of Pentacles speaking in natural in reverse. So somebody wants their money back. I heard they're like, I want my money back. Give me my money back. Okay, and they're looking like this, like, how dare you? How dare you? I can't believe you just did that. I can't believe that. I want my money back, okay? Or maybe they went to a reader and they promised them something and you taught them something else, okay? Or your parents did. Yeah, this Knight of Pentacles, especially the parents of this guy, Earth sign or something like that, heavy Taurus and Capricorn. Yeah. But yeah, like, it was like, well, how did you do that? And then so somebody also probably even got some spells hooked up to your finances and stuff like that, where, they're trying to slow down your finances. But some of this stuff, the backfire be so good. It'd be so good for you, but it's so good for them too, because it's almost like they got like a backfire, like, but the powder is like busting their face and they're looking like that. Like they're looking like surprised or something like that. I have King Teddy right here. And, one day, I was doing my nails and I wanted to put them down, and I wanted to put them away from the nails and stuff like that. And he didn't want me to put them down. I have animism, so and I invoked my daddy spirit in here already before even knowing who my real daddy was. But I was invoking his spirit as Daddy God. But so like he sat like where I was doing my nails, and then like I opened this powder. And then it all, like, I didn't even, I think I opened one container and it was good. It was like, I think I was more rough with that container than I was the other one. And I opened this powder and then all the fucking powder fell on him. And then it was like, he was staring at me. Like, I could sense him like staring at me, like he was kind of shocked and he couldn't move or something like that. Like I can't believe she just did that. But he knew. Like, I knew he wasn't mad at me. It was just a situation that we're probably explaining. Like, so somebody could have threw some makeup on somebody. Oh, and then when that happened, I didn't want to show him on camera. And then I saw a video after, and it said, it was showing me how a guy got flour thrown at him by a girl. So, And I didn't want to show him because like he wanted me to show him, but he didn't really want to be seen because he was like, it was just so much. So somebody also could have even had to cut their hair or like do something dramatic because it was just so much. And, you know, they didn't want to do nothing. I mean, they didn't want to, you know, like bother with like washing it out. So somebody could have cut their hair because of that, you know, or, you know, glitter, you know, how hard it is to get glitter out, like something like that's hard to get out. And it's just easier to just start all over, you know, even though you'll probably mess up something you were doing, like growing your hair. Okay, that's a accomplishment for some of y'all. Okay, 6 of Wands accomplishment. But somebody is about to get some news. Okay, you about to get some news. You're gonna be happy about it though. You know, so this could be like that backfire I was just talking about, the flour in their face or the makeup in their face or something like that. And then it's like, you know, because what you found out, you know, like, so whatever happened good for you, it was good for you. And then it was really good for them in a bad way. All right. So, or that's coming for y'all. Past, present, future energy. I also equate tarot to the truth. So keep that in mind. It don't have to be true for you now. It could be past, present, future energy. The devil. Okay. Yeah. Oh, so you about to find out a Capricorn, something about a Capricorn. All right. So, and it's giving me like, even this Capricorn, if, and the lady that adopted me, she's a Capricorn. And I was talking about earlier. But yeah, you about to find out something that you really wanted to find out. Hope it's good. Oh, death. Oh. Yes. And I am not morbid, although I like to be sometimes. But because despite how old this lady gets, she recruits everybody. She's been even recruiting her grandkids and shit. You know, but she recruits it from a way that she's not doing anything. You know, she'll send people to spy on you. She'll send people to contact you and catch up with you and see what's going on, you know, and your stuff like that. So it would be very good news for me if that happens, you know, like, and honestly, I wanted her to suffer like I was suffering for a long time. But right now at this point in time, because I know you're sabotaging me, you're finding ways to sabotage me. I know. I did a reading in the past that said, like, they hurt or threaten anybody that helps you, okay? I wouldn't be surprised if she was behind that. She was behind my mother and my father's death, whether she knew that I was my mother or father or not. Because she always got her hands in something. She never leaves well enough alone. I haven't lived with this lady for over 20 years. This year, it will be over 20 years, basically, or something like that. Around that time. And she still finds a way to get in my energy. She all on my table right now. I'm trying to move on. But like I said, I do believe in God using me as a testimony. I went through that. I went through the fire. Through the fire and the living through the wall. Want a chance to be with you. Sorry. But that's Shaka Khan. Through the wire. Yeah, I've been through the wire, okay? The show The Wire could be significant. The high priestess. So God's like, I already told you, okay? So God's been sending y'all some of these visions already, all right? Already. So they might as well just be dead, okay? Because like I said, they haven't been in my life for all this time, and they're still on my fucking table. And then I like this. It's like, you can finally rest. Yeah, so something you about to find out, you're going to be so happy to find out, you're going to be able to rest. You're going to find out the devil in your life, whether it's an actual person or the demons in your life are gone, okay? Someone also could have went to rehab as well. Something also could have been blocking your ability to hear from God, hear clearly from God's spirit. I'm scratching my nose as well. Yeah, look, 7 of Cups. Yeah, they were trying to put a spell on you, okay? And this Capricorn could have done that. The Capricorn or the Scorpio could have done that. Also, they said pay attention to how people acted at the funeral, okay? That comes out a lot of my readings as well. You know, the main ones that like are yelling and screaming, they're like behind it, or they're the reason why this is happening, you know, like, because I didn't, like, when I knew my mom died, it was different than when she actually died. And then but her funeral, the funeral that I attended, was able to attend to, because not my dad, like when she died, they got rid of her body. And I've been picking up in my readings, the body is in the water, and it makes sense. I wouldn't be surprised if it's in the water. But yeah, and I scratched my nose after that. Wow. Anyway, but I noticed at the funeral how certain people was acting when it come to like planning of the funerals. Okay. And then on top of that, my adopted mom, my adopted grandma, she passed on a few years later after I attended this funeral. And then so my adopted mom was like the main organizer of that. She had problems with her mom and stuff like that. And she was going crazy at the funeral. She was going crazy at the funeral. Her daughter was going crazy at the funeral, saying the same shit she said at my dad's funeral. Okay. What we gonna do? What we gonna do? What we gonna do? Y'all Paul bearers be behind that shit. Y'all got a family member wondering why this motherfucker here. You better listen to that motherfucker. Who the fuck is him? Okay, I saw a video that said that with a pallbearer, but it's like, nah, he could have had a reason behind that, not knowing. And then to everybody else, it looks crazy, like it looks like they being crazy or being unreasonable and being insensitive because it's a funeral. Nah, that's probably that loved one coming through, trying to tell you these delusions. I mean, these illusions people casted on us. And then some of them be attending the funeral, being a part of it just to make sure that person is dead, to make sure that person was buried. Page of Swords keep coming out in reverse. So, so somebody found out, especially at a funeral, or you will find out at a funeral. That movie Death at a Funeral could be significant as well. You will find out at a funeral who was really behind this. Who was the mastermind, the higher up behind it. Somebody also could be investigating as well, Or when someone was at a funeral, they were pregnant as well. So something like that is significant. And some of y'all families didn't like to wear white. And so what I was going on, sorry. So my adopted grandma died. And before that, my mom died, or we thought my mom died. And my adopted mom made me wear that same dress from my mom's funeral to my grandma's funeral. But the dress, and I remember the dress had finally started yellowing because it was all white. And it started yellowing because it was this part in the front. It started yellowing and stuff like that. Like, people just treat you so fucked up. But it's like things like that you could kind of pay attention to. It's like that person didn't care about certain things. That person didn't care about a certain person's kids and stuff like that. So pay attention to that. If you want to buy a question, I'm not doing free questions right now. This is free enough. If you want to buy a question, the information is in the description box. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not sorry, but sorry if you were looking for free. All right. So yeah, page one. Yeah, somebody was they were pregnant at a funeral, a wedding as well, or they found out at a wedding as well, or somebody announced something. Somebody was just so trashy, and you could see, it told a lot about them more than y'all even thought. Y'all just thought, it was, it was them, loving and fawning over this person, or feeling like they really lost somebody close to them, but it was just all a facade. It had to look real. Also, there's a situation where, there was a shootout and somebody died. And then the people behind it, they were also there. They didn't die, but, somebody got hurt. And it's just to make it look believable. It's giving me the energy like when a bitch, P and B rock could be significant. But a bitch, is hanging out with a dude, and he ends up getting robbed, and then they even try to rob the girl as well, and then the girl was behind it, but in the guy's face it looked like they both were robbed, but it really wasn't that. Okay, it really wasn't that. It was just to look like, like she wasn't a part of it as well, but she was damn sure a part of it. Okay, and then if y'all feel something, if y'all feels like it's a bad feeling and you don't want to go somewhere, just don't go. That's what happened with P&B Rock's story. So he could be one of your angels right now. Sagittarius could be significant. Where before they went into Roscoe's Chickens and Waffles, they both were like, something's off about it. And then so if she's behind it, he's telling her, I have a weird feeling about this place or something like that. Or okay, so she says, she says, like, I feel something off about it. And then so because she's behind it, keep that in mind. She say, I feel something off is behind it. And again, trying to make people feel like, they're a part of the situation when they're not. And then so he's like, yeah, I feel something off about that too. So knowing she's behind it, and he says it, why don't they both end up just not going? Why she disregard his response? Okay? Pay attention to that. I know what you did, bitch. I told y'all it's always some fucking bitch. Okay? Nipsey, same thing happened. It's always some bitch. Okay? Young Dolph, always some bitch. Okay, what up, my rich NYBLT? Okay, always some bitch. Okay, rich homie Quan, always some bitch. Okay, always some bitch. Okay, so sorry, that's a 5-star bitch. I'm a 5-star bitch. They a 5-star bitch. Okay, but y'all ain't no 5-star bitch. They ain't no 5-star bitch moving like that. Knight of Cups. So somebody is also could be trying to love bomb you as well. Even to make you comfortable. Like they could give you something like a house or a place to stay, and then you move over there, and they feel like you're done with wherever you move from, and then they tell you can't stay there as well because they was hoping you left a whole bunch of shit. Okay, Arizona could be significant. A Aries could be significant. A Libra could be significant. A Pisces could be significant. Leo could be significant as well. Capricorn. Anyway. Whew, 3 of Cups, a third party. So this could be why they're love bombing you, because they probably need you for something. So I was talking about like somebody getting their first apartment or something like that. So somebody could be trying to use you for your name or something like that, or did try to use you for your name in the past just to get in easy with you, and stuff like that. It's also giving me that show Empire, Cookie on that show, which is played by Taraji P. Henson. She went to jail for 17 years for not snitching. But before that, she had seed money for the company that Terrence Howard, or what's his name, Lucius, ended up building, while she was in jail. So when she got out of jail, she wanted to collect, and she wanted to feel like she was a part of that because her contribution was the reason why it was established. And then he would try to say, that been gone, that $400,000 been gone, but it's not that point. If the $400 never existed, that company wouldn't exist, or it wouldn't exist as long as it did, or whatever, because it was her money that did it. So yeah, it may be gone by now, but the reason why it's there is because it was her. So somebody is trying to do that to you. They're trying to, and they did that to Pamela Coleman Smith too. When she was trying to pitch her ideas, her work, her original work of the original tarot cards that we use today, they were saying it was not good enough. They was critiquing it. But as soon as she died, look what we see her shit. We see her shit. But it wasn't good enough then. Why? And then she was like born in London or something, from parents, or, like she kind of looks white and stuff like that. Like she lived in different places in her life as well. So it could be coming out for a reason, because that's why people were able to do that to you, because it's like you probably were living with somebody or will be living with somebody, and it's foreign to y'all, living in a land foreign to where y'all originally are, or just you. And then they are like the original person. Like they're from that place. So say if you move back to your husband's hometown and, and abandon everything, you never knew your husband when they were growing up here. And this is a new place to you. And then because people know that, like they would kind of use your naivety, against you and stuff like that. So keep that in mind. As well, or like someone originally from somewhere that you did business in. So like my adopted mom, anyway, she said that she always claimed that she was born in DC. And I swear, when like I used to go to Howard, which is in DC, I didn't do that on purpose. Like, but if you let her tell it, like because she wants to be so relevant in my life or something like that, she trying to go back to where my hometown is, but I know more about my hometown than she do. She just go to school there, but I was born and raised there. But I probably could tell her way more about her hometown than she could ever tell me, because she was just probably raised there, or she just probably lived there when she was younger, and that's all she has. But then they would think they have this information and use some of their connections that they still have or may not have, or use you because you're going there. It's like, oh yeah, I grew up here, my daughter's here now, and all this type of stuff. And then so you making friends through that, through other people connections and shit. Like somebody doing that anyway. Oh yeah, so third party, like some third party, a friend or family is significant, okay, as well. All right, so yeah, 8 of Swords. They could have been involved of you being set up in jail, okay, a mental institution. I mentioned that earlier about my adopted mom as well. So are they reading you? Okay, I've been trying to get away from your ass, okay? They've been, you intrigued now, okay? You trying to see what else coming for you? You trying to see? I don't know. Because I'm really not trying to talk about you like that, okay? I'd rather talk about my daddy, okay? I'd rather talk about my daddy. And I grew up around, and it's also significant because I grew up around someone who thought my dad was their dad, and they treated me horribly. They used to lie on me a lot, and I took care of them. I took care of them, never hurt them. The most I've done is check them, basically. Check them and try to tell them not to be like that, not to turn their nose up at people. Because under this impression, I'm a foster kid as well. But I would always get scolded and, jumped on by her and her mom and stuff like that. And she not even my dad's child. And she would ride on that name, and people would protect her through that name and stuff like that. Or even just the fact that her dad died. And they will always disregard that my mom died. Okay? They won't want me to get over it. They won't want me to let her rest in her grave and shit like that. But let me disrespect they mama. Let me disrespect they mama who's alive here in my face and I can see them. They mad, okay? They mad. Let's look at that. Look how sensitive and how insensitive you have to be that way. To even tell somebody to get over their mother's death. And you can't even take nobody talking shit to your mama. Or talking back, as they would say. Because I ain't do half of what I should have done to your damn mama. And all y'all remember is me yelling and stuff like that. And nobody ever think about, oh, why was she yelling all the time? At least I was just yelling and not beating your ass. I used to be a protester. And so everybody know me as this hollering girl and stuff like that. But I will be protesting. Like I'll holler all day and all night. And I'll stay up all night and I'll tell her I ain't going to school the next day either. I'll be protesting. I've healed, bitch. Okay? I've healed. That's what's protesting. Okay? And nobody would never, ever make me feel like I'm crazy because y'all just heard me hollering. And that's all y'all fucking remember. When my hollering is way more than some of y'all ever did in your fucking life. My protest. At least I was protesting. What you got to show for? Yeah, I have this bitch that used to be my friend. Invited her to my graduation. She gonna post a video on fucking line and say, yeah, look how she went from that hollering girl to this. Why are you even mentioning that I was a hollering girl? What if I didn't want people to know that? I don't give a fuck. But people will do that. I invited you to my graduation to celebrate with me. How could you say that? And post it online. And I let her. I let her keep it up there and everything. Because it shows really how much is wrong with you versus me. Why would you mention that? Then she says this on a graduate school video. Graduate school. I graduated from graduate school. Okay? Why are you mentioning how the fuck I used to holler? At least I was hollering, okay? At least I was hollering. 3 of Pentacles, okay? But yeah, that was my training, motherfucker. Know that, all right? But yeah, y'all want to get results for something, though, especially about a work, a job. Yesterday, I did a reading that said, God don't want you to work. God says, unless a job needs you, which means that if they need you, they will be willing to pay your word, whatever that entails. Unless that job needs you, you don't need a job. Okay. So ask yourself if that job needs me or if I need that job. Because if you need that job, God don't want you to take it. Because God wants you to remain available for the opportunities God has for you. So definitely check that out if you've been even contemplating that. Maybe I just confirmed something for somebody. Actually, when I did that reading yesterday, the part I was talking about, that related to the title, like a person came in like looking for that type of thing. So somebody is contemplating that decision as well. All right. So 4 of Cups, yeah, somebody wanted you to be left out. They wanted to lock you up and have you looking at the key. Have you been knowing you could get out and shit like that, but feeling stuck. Or somebody locked up the key, all right? Somebody locked up the key. You were the key to the situation, or they were the key to the situation. This baby was the key to the situation. And they locked him up. And we got the 8 of Swords here too. So they try to probably even lock somebody up from telling. From silencing them. By silencing them. Like the adopted lady, she also adopted other kids who were claimed to be her nieces and nephews, her actual family. And she, before, like, because I ended up leaving them, and then like before they were even out of high school, I don't even think they hit high school. They already had like juvenile hall things on a record, and she would call them all. If you look at their records, it was because of her, or she did something. She did it, okay. And then so now these kids, or these adults, they're adults now, but you know, when they were kids, she was putting shit on their record, so their record looks tainted and stained and shit before they even get to, you know, try to, you know, pursue things in life, work, school, or whatever like that. She fucked up their shit before. And that's why she keep coming after me. Because she trying to fuck up my shit. But like I said, I just graduated graduate school. Okay. In a good field, might I add, you know. But I'm doing this because God showed me here. God needs me here. Okay. And jobs weren't needing me enough. Okay. They found all types of way to fucking get rid of me. You take too many breaks. Okay. You take too many breaks. Saying it to a person who comes in at 5 a.m. in the morning. But they took like 15 cigarette breaks, 10-minute breaks that day. And they said I take too long breaks. My bad. I misspoke. My breaks are too long. So they'll take like 10-minute breaks. Okay. Y'all do the fucking math. And then I'll do 1 2-hour break. Okay. I'll give y'all I'll give y'all all that, what you fucking claiming me to. All right. I'll take 1 2-hour break. So these 10 smoke breaks compared to they even 1-hour break too, on top of that, it still ain't more than what I take. But people have done that to me. And then they would tell people like that. So they would tell people things that they wouldn't be able to see unless they see me all the time. So they would trust that person. So because they trusted this adoptive mom, you know, like they trusted this person and that they would tell the truth. But this person was really lying as well. Or they were, you know, kind of stretching the truth in a way where it made that person look bad no matter how they spent it. Kearney and Company, okay? Page of Cups. They said that. This was actually an incident after I questioned them and said, is this racism? See, I've been a revolutionary for a long motherfucking time, okay? Some of y'all couldn't even ask this motherfucking question. And they got so scared of that motherfucking question, they got me up out of there, okay? Took them a while, but they got me up out of there. They never let that shit go. That one bitch didn't let that shit go. Like I offended her and her whole company. It ain't even her company. She couldn't sleep at night because I asked that question. Is this racism? I lost my job over that. What they did is they didn't make me lose my job right away. So it doesn't look like it. But what they did do to confirm that that's why I lost my job, They made me sign a non-disclosure agreement. No, it wasn't even non-disclosure. Or it's a severance agreement that included that I can't come back and sue them for certain laws. And one of the laws was civil rights law. It was a whole bunch of laws, but discriminatory laws and shit. Because that's what they thought I was on the fucking path to doing. And I wasn't. But they would do that to people. They will find ways to do that to people, but I'm not like that. But yeah, the Page of Cups could also be chosen one energy. You are the outcasted, black sheep, all that type of stuff. That's why they locked you up all the time. In this home that I was adopted into, none of the children, every time it came close to graduation or prom or something like a big milestone, these, especially the boys, they would be locked up in jail. The girls, they got teenage pregnancy that disqualified them from ever even getting close. Okay. And I'm not trying to talk about y'all, but I am. Because I tried so much not to talk about y'all. Y'all keep fucking coming in my energy. Thank you for the 4th like, and may God bless you just for that. If you still here. Yeah, I'm trying not to. But y'all steady doing it. Y'all steady coming after me, and I'm not, I'm really doing my own thing. But your stuff is coming on this table because God wants it to come on this table. So you're attacking the wrong person. You're still being a coward. Thank you for raining down on me. Your hearts rain down on me. Hey, pick on somebody your own size. Pick on the person who's really responsible. 4 of Wands, yeah, because we was too big for that fucking pond. We were a fish that was too big for the pond or the fish bowl and shit. Grew out of that house. Yeah, somewhere you grew up in as your parents as well. So like the Page of Swords and the Page of Wands came out in opposite directions in 2 different decks. What that is even telling me is like someone is also, interested in marrying kids, or they married kids, okay? They married kids when they were younger. Yeah, they be having hookups for names, marriages, birth certificates, all that type of stuff, hospital hookups. Look at all this shit, okay? Not a Wands, but you a spiritual warrior, okay? Even though this bitch was playing this shit behind your back, okay? I kind of like how she holding this. It looks like she about to eat it like a chicken nugget. But yeah, all this bitch was playing it behind your back, but she was watching you make certain, she saw you make certain milestones. Yeah, and I was just talking about that. Yeah, somebody was seeing you make certain milestones, make certain progress, and then they wanted to stop it. And so, or they just started attacking other shit in your life. So you start putting your focus on that and abandon this as well. But what they don't know is y'all fucking multifaceted, okay? You good multitaskers, okay? Just because they can't focus on more than one thing don't mean you can't. You're a warrior. You wear your stripes proudly. Yeah, somebody is really in the military, or they're recognized. I'm getting those stripes on the sleeves and shit like that. The emblems, stuff like that, 10 of Swords. Yeah, especially somebody did something in the military. And I look at this, it's like, yeah, we gonna get you. I'm walking through the door of death right now, but I'm coming back. You gonna see my face, okay? Who is so happy to join death right now? Or join this betrayal right now? Seeing all these knives on this door. Why are you so happy to be there? Because I'm gonna come back in another way then. And for my mom and my dad, it was like, I'm gonna come back to my fucking daughter. Have her sitting right there in the enemy's camp. I was damn sure hidden in the plague site, okay? Someone's name can start with an M. Yeah, so judge me. Yeah, see, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. Yeah, after this betrayal, after you did all this shit, okay? I'm coming back. Ace of Wands. All my aces mean true, especially Ace of Wands, especially a lover, like a lover. Some of y'all family members, especially the mother, will take y'all, significant other out, especially like a baby dad, baby mom, someone who would look like they wouldn't be as significant. People wouldn't care about them because they're not married and stuff like that. Was they married and all this type of stuff? Or somebody found out somebody was about to get married and they stopped it. Yeah, they were investing in something. They were working on something, planning on something. And then God called. It was like, nah, stop. Okay. This giving me torn up paper, and stuff like that. It's like the files are just wrong. And that's what we're talking about in this reading as well. So yeah, the Fool as a baby, because this could mean incubation. The files were wrong as a baby. All right. The world for Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, especially. All right. And 3 of Wands. And you're going to be able to find this information. Okay. Or some of you guys have already started looking on the path, okay? And I love this card. This looks like Father God Ra, because he comes in ego form, but this is actually a griffin, if I'm not mistaken, right? Oh no, no. Oh no, he does. Because griffins have like a lion body or something like that. It was hard to tell, but yeah, this griffin is big. But yeah, so it looks like Father God Ra's taking you everywhere you need to go and stuff like that, and happy to do it. And this could also be like somebody wanting to take you on a ride, a plane, a private plane or something like that, or like a amusement park ride too, as well. Queen of Wands, okay? Somebody finds you very attractive, okay? Especially the Sagittarius, or Sagittarius finds, or somebody finds a Sagittarius very attractive, okay? They dream. They have wet dreams. It's giving me Nine of Swords in reverse, wet dreams. Because Nine of Swords are right, but it's spiritual warfare. People are trying to gain stock you as well. It's like you getting sweet dreams. Sweet dreams are a beautiful nightmare. A friend is dreaming about you. Five of Swords give me friend energy. Something about your love makes them weak, knocks them off your feet, okay? Knocks them off their feet, okay? Anubis could be close to you. Yeah, Ace of Cups, yeah. You make them ejaculate. This is giving me that. Wow. I'm trying to put it up. All right, bye. All right. Wait, was that? I thought the Chariot already came out. What's that? I'll put it back in. The Chariot came out. Oh, that was the other deck? Yeah, okay. But the Chariot is right here. So Cancer is very significant. All right. So Cancer, a mother, especially a mother. A mother's lineage is very significant. And they've been coming out. All right. All right. And then, so we have this. Hope y'all enjoying this. I'm about to go in a minute. I just wanted to get y'all these messages that they wanted me to get y'all. Okay, so the Emperor is in reverse here. Okay, and this picture to me looks like either Dr. Sabi or Nipsey as well. But, someone could have these features. Grandpa could be coming through. Heavy dad could be coming through, angry and pissed. Maybe they lost contact with their daughter especially, but it could be a son as well, or somebody lost contact. A dad lost contact with their a loved one. So maybe somebody really loves someone. I don't think it's significant other. It's like it seems platonic. It's platonic. Okay, Two of Swords, or somebody's hiding. Oh, somebody hid the High Priestess. Somebody hid or kidnapped the High Priestess. It's giving me that movie Taken as well. And I remember at the beginning right before she got taken, she was under the bed talking to her dad. Like he was kind of preparing her, like they gonna get you, they gonna get you, but I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna save you and stuff like that. But like he knew the inevitable. Okay, so somebody could be trying to state the inevitable right now as well. All right, Ace of Wands, all my aces mean true. With the Ace of Swords, yeah, truth, or something about your power. I thought this was Two of Swords. So this is the Five of Swords, a friend. Oh, that's probably why it's platonic. But either way it go, a friend probably try to set you up and kidnap you. I'm laughing because I'm thinking about this line in Big Pun song, It's So Hard. I never learned the song how I learned his song, or I'm trying to learn his song because I don't know it that well. But I normally will learn the flow of the song before I write it down or try to remember it and stuff like that. So forgive me if the flow don't sound right. They want me to read this, okay? But it's So Hard by Big Pun, Donnell Jones. All right, you can catch me in a cherry red 150. Got the glizzy locked in the stizzy. Pop the clizzy going sissy down 160. Drunk pussy trying to cruise through the avenue while people was popping bottles in the Sue's rendezvous. Fuck that. Spin a Huey, lost a hubcap. It's back to the shack. Came back like what's that? Straight from Paris. Checking Gabby's new baby carriage. Perry Ellis, arbitrary radish. Fresh out the dealer. Got the tech for the squillers. Wear a vest for the killers. Nothing less, cause it's realer. In a big apple, where it's quick to get your shit tackled. Enemies spit at you. Best friends kidnap you. Trust no one. Got beef, bust your gun. You don't need no one talking about you, that you owe them. Sorry. I'm going to go for Dolo Scarface without Manolo. One deep, I be solo, busting heat, throwing bolos. And it's so hard. It's so hard work, baby. I just lost 100 pounds. Yeah, I'm trying to live. I ain't going nowhere. Niggas want to be like Pun. Want to bust their guns. And it's so hard. That's my wife. I pay for them titties. Get your own, you heard? Niggas wanna fuck my wife. Niggas wanna take my life. But it's so hard. Mm. What you say your name was again? And I know you from where? Elementary school. I don't know you, man. They don't bust their guns, and it's so hard. Not you again. Go that way. Niggas wanna fuck my wife. Loser. Niggas wanna take my life, and it's so hard. Ooh. Yeah, you ain't fucking my wife, taking my life. If you a hater, just walk on by. All you haters, just walk on by. Okay, and Big Pun is short for Big Punisher. Okay, so some that punishment could be significant. On one of his album works, it says capital punishment. So capital punishment could be on the table for somebody, but the initials B, P, D, J could be significant together or separately, first, middle, last name, or nickname. Okay, so yeah, I was just trying to. I remember that part where it says your best friends kidnap you. Okay, and I always associate Five of Swords like finding out something about your best friend. Okay, or someone was working with, like a daughter or a father and not knowing it, like helping a plan along, doing something against a father and a daughter and not knowing that they're doing something against them. They're thinking they're helping, but they're doing something against them. Okay. Even just, hanging out with you and then reporting back or just talking to somebody about, excuse me, they said that they saw you, like some of that is not good news for people, like people want to hear about, the next time they hear about you, they want to hear that they haven't seen you again, because best friends are trying to kidnap you, or people you used to be best friends with, they try to kidnap you. So they want to see if their plan worked and stuff like that. So keep that in mind. All right. So yeah, Ace of Swords and Ace of Wands, I feel like even with this, it's like the true power, like they see where the true power lies. And earlier I was talking about they messed with like a high profile person and they didn't think somebody was going to come back for that person. They thought that person was a pygmy, puny, measly, barely, like unthought of as well, Yeah. 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 Anyway. Yeah. All right. So yeah, they wanted you to be passed up. They wanted you to ignore something. They also could have distracted you, like a friend could have took you somewhere, especially a party, distracted you so you won't be a certain place to get a certain opportunity as well. Okay. Eight of Cups. Yeah. Or they could have said that you walked away from an opportunity and you didn't. Because they were looking for, somebody could have been looking for your power, looking for your abilities, your skills and shit like that. Yeah, and this was a huge betrayal. Or, like something somebody did, it saved you, it saved you from a huge betrayal. Like you could have been told to not go, like walk away from this trip, like lose money. I had that happen to me before, because people don't have your best interests at heart. And it'd be partially because everybody fighting to be a fucking Michael. And it ain't bad to be a fucking Michael, but be your own damn Michael. And then if you focus on being your own damn Michael, you ain't gonna want to hurt nobody, okay? Because you want to be alive and you want to be free to enjoy being a Michael. Anyway, yeah, 10 of Cups. Yeah, somebody getting all they getting all that money taken away. Or this parent is like, yeah, like you've been living off their money and being happy, having a happy family and stuff like that. And it belongs to them. So, and then it's giving me like, also it's like how in Bible, like when God tells you to collect all the booty and stuff like that, it's like not only they're gonna get what belongs to them, they're gonna get some of your shit too for the inconvenience type of shit. Okay, Page of Pentacles, because you ain't got nothing but pennies anyway. Some of this stuff y'all don't even want from their ass. But God wants you to take that shit back just for the sake of it. Yeah, because they about to be left in Five of Pentacles. Look at that. Wow. There you go. Okay, so I'm done with that. That was the last card anyway. And then they pulled this out. Yeah, Two of Cups. And you ain't gonna have no partner no more. Okay. Or yeah, this could also be like separation. This could be twin separations as well. That shows switch at birth could be significant as well. Someone could be hearing impaired, deaf impaired. Okay. You know, like, and a lot of these children, like, they get taken before they could even develop words, figure out what's going on and stuff like that. So they don't even remember their parents, you know, like, they have no record of it. They had no reason to keep on holding on to it. But, you know, like, and a lot of our children, they're so gifted and stuff like that. They be in readings like this, you know, as well. So let's hear from the children. All right. Or my younger self deck, or it could be from the children as well, though. Do you remember that? Don't you remember? Do you remember that? So the child wondering, wow, so I confirmed something in this reading, whether like that person on here right now or not, but I confirmed something for somebody. They like, don't you remember that? You remember that? Or, you know, like even, you know, what I'm saying, you know, your parents is like, don't you remember you grew up around here? Like, some of y'all could have memories as children, you know, like you were in a certain place that had like an exotic fruit per se. Okay. Like, I was going to say like passion fruit, but but back in the day, like certain fruits weren't available in certain areas. Okay. And then, but you don't know that you were enjoying this fruit in a different area than you grew up in, because as you were older, y'all moved or something like that. You're like, but y'all wasn't aware that you were moving. Okay, the movie Toy Story could be significant as well, because like he knew every time he was moving, you know. But you know, like some of y'all were too young. You know, you were just an infant in a swing or something. You know, you wake up in another place. But this certain fruit will indicate that you're right. You were born in a foreign land, or your parents were from a foreign land, or y'all weren't just from this land as well. So like passion fruit, I'm thinking about passion fruit or dragon fruit. Like I know you can normally get those like before they were relatively available out here, like in islands and, you know, even like China or like just foreign lands to the United States at least. But you know, like that indicates that probably your livelihood was connected some type of way there. Okay, I was a parent figure to you in another lifetime, so someone's parent is coming through as well. But you know, like some of y'all children have come back to be parents as well. But your inner child could be that. And I did do a reading in the past that said like people get mad and kill this other girl, but she keeps coming back because this could be that girl. Like it could be talking about this girl, you know, came back as a, you know, like she was your parent, you know, and your parent you probably never heard of, but now she comes back as your child. She comes back as your younger self that speaks to you all the time. One of your biggest cheerleaders as well. Like some of y'all didn't have support growing up and stuff like that, but your younger self, who was your parent, you know, was supporting you along the way. Okay. I am scared. Wow. Okay. So a child is scared as well, you know, like, or they're even, this give me even worried about you or, you know, a situation as well. I'm using 8435. Okay. Someone could be born in 84, 83, 85 or something like that. 58, 54, 34, 43, 48. Born on these dates, months, years, ending in these numbers as well could be significant. I'm using the letter GPY, so someone's name could start with G. My dad was named Gio, or George, but I like to call him Gio. It's fun to me. And you know, when I first got introduced to geodes, which are crystals that have, you know, like a cave-like look to it. I automatically thought of Geo, but I knew him as just Geo. You know, like I was like, ain't that interesting? Like how your name was that, but his name was George. Like it wasn't Geode, but you know, like I was like, that's so cool. You know, like, and he had a lot of layers to him. He was very deep, and you know, like, and obviously his history is more deep than we even knew because it included me. You know, so something like that could be significant, especially about some God, some guy or God, God and dad. Okay. I got you. Okay. So your child is saying, I got you, or younger self, like this energy. And then, like I was saying, like some of y'all grew up with no support and stuff like that. And your children are coming back to be that, like your children are coming back to be your own spirit team and stuff like that. Cheer team and stuff like that. I would like to be married. Okay. So, maybe even a child is tired of, feeling sensing instability in their life. Okay. You will have peace. Okay. And they're probably concerned for you because it's like they understand why you probably aren't married if that is the case for you. Okay. I'm using peach. Okay. So when you see peach things on real life TV, a shirt and stuff like that could be God calling attention to you about your younger self, inner child, and stuff like that, or your child, or they're saying paying attention to your child as well. I am wise, okay, yeah, because your children be noticing this type of stuff, like I was kind of getting into. They so special, they kind of, a lot of them are projecting into these type of readings, for themselves already, and being present and stuff. And I wouldn't be surprised, like if we meet some of the people who kind of feel like they know us already, but they just know our teachings, and they probably know us as babies, or young people or something like that as well. I'm using the letters A, J, or S, okay? So those initials could be important. I'll say Gabby, okay? Joshua, AJ, CJ. I saw the S as saying C, like as well. So CJ could be significant as well, even though C is not out here. You know how we just called God Ja as well. Somebody could just be called Ja or Raj as well. Raj as well. Someone also could be paying something. Pay J or payday is coming up. Or someone also could be gay as well. All right. So I love drawing. Okay. This person could love drawing as well. I want something sweet. Okay. In reverse. So someone could be, could use drawing as like an outlet or something like that. And they're noticing like their drawings are turning a little darker because maybe even the energy, something about the energy that they're experiencing right now. I'm confirming a lot for somebody, and I'm thankful, even if you don't tell me, even if you don't notice it right now, I'm thankful. And whenever you're watching this, I'm thankful. Just know that, because I'm thankful to be even the person to deliver it to you, because I feel like if you would have got it somewhere else, like some of y'all got to get hurt for this information. It's like collateral damage type of information. Like if I tell you I got to kill you type of shit and stuff like that. So I'm thankful as well. So hopefully that did something for somebody if it needed to. Okay, stay up. Okay, yeah, because somebody wants you to be down as well. So your child or your younger self is encouraging you to stay up. Okay, or anybody you want to hear from. But this is basically where we're surrounded around. I love your car, and I said something earlier. Somebody could have been trying to do something to your car. Okay, so because your child or your younger self loves your car, they're gonna protect it. Okay. Protect you like a parent, okay? And don't worry about a thing. Yeah, you ain't got to worry about shit, okay? But in reverse, like I was saying earlier, they could be worried about something. It's like, lead the worry into me even as well. Like I understand. Like, so somebody could need to tell their children, like, leave it to me, that's not your problem to worry about. But if you want to, be supportive and help me in some type of way, delegate or dedicate a certain task to them as well. Despite the myths, you were born a leader, okay? They want to remind you of that. Know that. I am a king or a queen, and you are a king or a queen. You come from this lineage or this royalty. Yeah, just chill. You ain't got to worry about nothing. Just get. I am your soul. Wow. So, like a lot of y'all been doing soul work and stuff like that. But, and it explains why, reincarnation played a part here with someone's parent as well. It's like, because your soul is trying to complete a mission. No matter, if they're trying to get revenge or something like that, your soul has something to do, okay? Your soul has a end point to get to. So, I'm thinking they're introducing themselves is because like I have like God is close to our soul if it's not our soul. It's like I have all of this under control and I see everything, okay? I do not want to in reverse. So maybe I don't want you to do something. See, I don't want you to do something, and I don't want you to quit, or I don't want you to think I'm quitting as well. For some of y'all, in total alignment. Yeah, we're here. Okay. And earlier it says, I got you, but yeah, y'all in total alignment. And I was saying, like, I'm confirming something for somebody, whether they're watching right now or in the future, like, I'm confirming for someone. Yeah. Cause you're in total alignment. You're on that path and you needed to come across it this way as well. Like, and I'm sorry, I don't want to scare you, but it does seem scary. Why? The alternative seems scarier. All right. I love you so much. All right. And that's probably why, because it's it will probably include someone you really love a lot. Okay. Including yourself. All right. We're in this together. We're all in this together. And I wanted to come out in reverse, and I felt inclined to put it in upright. But in reverse, it could mean like, like, I don't need much from you, I don't need much from you. And yesterday I was talking about that in that job reading. It's like, unless they need you, and but you don't need it, I don't want you with, but you're willing to do it as well. Being a servant as well, willing to serve as well. God loves that. God really loves that. All right. In general. Okay. I love the night sky, the moon and the diamonds. Okay. Someone could be a stargazer as well. Someone could be an astrologer as well. Aquarius and a Cancer could be significant, or any water sign could be significant as well. Okay. The diamonds, okay, shine like diamonds in the sky. I'm using just zero. So if you see a lot of zeros, God's trying to remind you of your younger self, or your younger self is trying to remind you of something. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it there and just quit now. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, however long y'all chose to stay. Thank you again for the likes that you already done, the subscription. If you did subscribe today, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in and trusting me and subscribing. Trust me to be your reader. I hope we decide to connect in the future as well. All right. And OG subscribers, thank you so much, especially that one person who's been hanging up in here for a good minute, as it's been going in between 1 and 4 people. I've been seeing it. I know y'all messing with me, but I said what I had to say, and I was going to get out whatever I needed to say. All right. You're not going to stop me no more. You can't stop me. Can't nobody take my pride. Can't nobody hold me down. Oh, no. I got to keep on moving. Okay? I'm going to move, okay? We're moving. Okay? We moving? We moving? All right. Don't you remember? All right. Level Next by John P. Key could be a song that you should listen to. And Adele, don't you remember? Okay, so anything y'all want in this reading to come true, I hope it comes true for you and for you soon. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching again today. I hope that you come back and visit me in the future. Thank you, God and God's team, for your messages today. I hope I did you all justice. Please come back and visit me in the future. Teddy wants a hand clap. He been dancing a lot, lady. Hand clap. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, you trying to quit wall? Oh, you trying to quit wall? Sorry, Teddy. Okay, don't be showing out. All right. Anyway, zoomed in too much. Okay, they can't see all of it. All right. He be dancing. He be really dancing. You want to show y'all some moves? Oh, chicken noodle soup, chicken noodle soup, chicken noodle soup, chicken noodle soup with a soda on the side. Hey, let it rain and clear it out, and let it rain. Jamming. All right, I'm about to go down. But yeah, so anything I want in this reading to come true, I hope it comes true for you and for you soon. Kiss your kids for me, especially now. Yeah, keep this in mind as you, like, if you are doing any lineage work or ancestry work and stuff, don't let them deter you. Don't let them try to, dissuade you, no matter how you feel afterwards, or how they think you're going to feel afterwards, or what's your reasoning behind it. Only your reasoning, and your reasoning is there because God put it there. Okay, so I hope y'all did really enjoy this and it was useful for you and stuff like that. So bye, you guys. See you later. I don't know if I'm gonna come back again today. So I was like, come back again today. I don't know. But I will see you soon. Okay. Bye. I love you guys. Bye.